Hello, everyone, and welcome to the warmer edition of the PCSS Connection Podcast. I'm Buddy Pearson, the Communications and Marketing Supervisor. You know, one of the major events that had to be rescheduled due to all those snow days that we had was the all-county band event. Yes, more than 240 students came together. They practiced, and then they finally got to showcase their musical talents in front of family and friends. The event was a great success, and it gave the community an idea of our growing love for the arts in the Putnam County school system. And joining us now is the Prescott South Middle School band director, Brian Webster, who played a major role in the all-county band coming together. Brian, just tell us a little bit about it. I know the snow days kind of messed with it. You had to reschedule it, but having 240 kids show up on a snow day to rehearse, that's pretty impressive.
It is pretty impressive. It was a great event. So the all-county band is essentially a select group of students from Putnam County representing all the middle school and high schools. And these students are ones that are excelling within their program. So
Yeah.
these are kids that typically are, most of the time they're really, really good musicians, or they could just be students that are they're wanting to grow in other ways. So the band directors, we got together, we nominated students based on how they're performing at their school, and sort of narrowed it down to get this group of kids that we call the all-county band. And there was a middle school group and a high school group, and they all got together on that snow day and with smiles on their faces. It was pretty amazing to see. I think we had like 3 kids not there,
Really?
out of the entire group, which is pretty amazing. And those guys showed up the next day.
Wow. Now, this is, all of our middle schools and all of our high schools have representation here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just talk about the event itself. I'm sure even though you had to reschedule it, there was still a great turnout, parents and family, friends. All these people coming to see this. Now, how long was it? Did the middle school band play by itself? Did the high school band play by itself? Was there ever a time when they all came together?
Yeah, so this event is set up to where it's sort of a mirror of the MTSBOA mid-state bands is sort of what it's framed after, which is it's about a little over 100 kids in each group is what we currently have set up, and we want it to truly be an all-county group, so we want representation from every single school.
Yeah.
Because the point of this is for those kids that are selected to grow, of course. We want them to continue to get better at individual musicianship.
Right.
But in the big scheme of things, we want programs to grow. We want Putnam County to continue growing musically.
Yeah.
So having representation from every group was pretty crucial. But as far as like your comment or question about did they ever perform together, we have it set up to where one group meets on the stage, another group is meeting in the band room. So they were separated by middle and high, but the performance itself was together. They had separate programs. So the middle school had their own clinician.
Yeah.
It was Ms. Kelly Burrows. She's the president-elect of the ETSBOA out in East Tennessee. And then the high school clinician was Mr. Craig Cornish, and he's the professor emeritus or the director of bands emeritus at Middle Tennessee State University.
Great. Now, what were some of the songs that both?
Oh man, all sorts of stuff. The middle school played a pretty big variety of. I'm trying to think of the tune that you guys may. Just a typical person may recognize. There was a lot of cool programmatic stuff that tells stories and things like that. Probably nothing that anybody would specifically pick up on, except for music from How to Train Your Dragon, which is pretty popular right now.
Yeah.
The high school group played some pretty heavy-hitting stuff. They played some big marches, one by Harold Bennett, who is a big name, big composer in the band world, along with some other just super amazing, beautiful pieces. So it was a nice variety all around.
Now, how long have you been at Prescott South Middle School?
This is year 8.
Really?
16 overall.
So, what is your background in music?
I'm a Putnam County guy, so I went to Avery Trace, went to Prescott. They didn't have band then. Then I went to Avery Trace for middle school. That's back in the day when it was 5, 6 at Prescott, 7, 8 at Avery Trace. Then went to Cookeville High School. Mr. Talbot was my band director. So Mr. Talbot definitely helped shape me.
And you probably wore the uniforms that are still there.
Yeah, I actually wore the uniforms before that.
Okay.
So now when they're trying to fundraise for these, I'm like, man, I'm getting old.
Yeah.
Because those are, in my mind, those are still brand new.
Yeah.
So that my background is what we do. That's another reason why I'm so passionate about it, because I know exactly what these kids are going through, or at least I can empathize. And I know what can be done. I've been outside of this a little bit. I've taught in Murray County, in Columbia, Tennessee for 7 years. Went to University of Tennessee, got to travel all over the world and play. I've been able to do a lot of amazing stuff, but it all started here, in Putnam County.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I guess with the addition of um, bands in Monterey at the high school and the junior high level, it really has made this now an all county
Absolutely.
sort of atmosphere. And then when you look, you see that the bands just keep growing and growing. Is there more interest being generated all the time, do you think?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dr. Butcher in Monterey is doing awesome.
He's doing a great job.
He's a great guy. I don't know his numbers off the top of my head, but I know he had many more kids participating in the event this year.
Yeah.
A lot of that is, a testament to him and his ability.
Yeah.
I would like to think that opportunities like All County definitely play a big role, because when you're from a kid's perspective, like none of our programs are that big.
Yeah.
We have some big programs here, but
Sure.
to be able to put all these kids together is definitely an eye-opening experience that sort of can, break the ice and let you realize, like, oh, I can do more.
Yeah.
It's more than just the four walls that I have at Monterey or Prescott or Avery Trace or wherever it may be.
Well, tell us about Prescott. Tell us about the program at Prescott.
Prescott's rolling. We got a lot of great stuff happening. We have about 170 kids in the band. We start in 6th grade.
Yeah.
We have a 5th grade music class, and it's sort of like pre-band, sort of getting them ready for it. Get them the fundamentals and basics in 5th grade, and they get to know me, which I think is a big part of band is the relationship with the teacher. There's few teachers out there that really get to know kids like a band director, because we know them from 10 years old all the way until they're 18.
That's right.
My current student teacher is actually a former student that
Really?
I knew when he was 10 years old, started
Wow.
on his instrument. And that was in Columbia,
Yeah.
actually, and now he went to Tech, and it just the stars aligned, and we ended up working together. But yeah, Prescott's going great. We have solid program overall. The jazz band's rocking. Numbers just keep growing. Inventory is slowly growing. We're trying to make that happen. That's our big goal right now, is try to get enough instruments in the kids' hands.
Yeah.
But a lot of positive stuff. We have 2 festivals coming up.
Okay.
We have the Upper Cumberland Concert Festival on March 6th and 7th. Of course, it had to be those 2 dates, 6, 7.
Yeah.
But it's on March 6th and 7th. We'll have about 24 bands from around Tennessee and at least 1 or 2 from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Coming in, and it's open to the public, so it's free if anybody wants to come check it out.
Great.
Schedules on PrescottBand.com.
Yeah.
Then the following week we go to MTSU to perform for the MTS BOA Concert Performance Assessment, and then in the band world, that's like our TCAP test.
Oh, wow.
So it's a big panel of judges. We're adjudicated on our playing on the stage, and then we go sight reading. So we'll go to a separate room and play some music that nobody's ever. It was written for the event, basically. So it's locked down, just like a TCAP test.
Yeah.
Would be.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, what instrument do you play?
I'm a trumpet player primarily, but
Okay.
honestly, I play more clarinet and trombone than I do that now.
Yeah.
Because of teaching.
How easy is it if a kid comes to Prescott and says, "Man, I want to play an instrument"? Just that simple.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to play? Sit down.
Isn't that great?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I love middle school too, because you get to see everything from not even knowing how to open the case to in a few months playing a concert.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding.
Brian Webster, the band director for Prescott South Middle School, telling us about the all county event that we just had. And is this, I suppose this is a once a year thing.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we won't do it again until next year.
Not till next year. Probably in November next time is what we're looking at. We're
Okay.
gonna try to avoid a couple of snow
Yeah.
days.
Well, thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right. Hey, did you know the Tennessee Department of Education has announced February is Tennessee Career and Technical Education Month? That's right. They're going to celebrate by amplifying the role CTE has in preparing all students, regardless of whether they pursue college, career, or military pathways after high school, for post-secondary career and military success. To spotlight the state and nationwide celebration of CTE Month, Governor Bill Lee issued a proclamation to recognize how CTE provides Tennessee students with numerous opportunities such as work-based learning, early post-secondary opportunities, career and technical student organizations, and industry credentials to improve the quality of their education and increase the skills necessary for career readiness and future success. And Rhonda Chaffin and Lindsey VanWinkle, who are CTE coaches at Cookeville High School, joining us to talk about CTE Month, the month of February. And, for the governor to sign a proclamation, it's got to be a pretty big deal for, to have a whole month for CTE. Now, we talk about CTE, career and technical education. It's really blowing up in our schools. it's really getting bigger. And it's not just in the high schools anymore. It's in the middle schools, and we see this. So as a coach of CTE, Rhonda, tell me what you do and kind of what that role of coach is.
Well, we do lots of things,
Yeah.
and we do things different every year because we get pulled into some other things. We do things like job fairs. We're involved with the chamber and things like job fairs and career fairs for eighth graders. We do a lot of stuff with work-based learning, trying to find placements for those students to get involved in the workforce. I do something with fourth grade where we shake hands, so they learn the importance of soft skills.
Love that when they have a handshake day. That is really cool.
Yes, and we have career coaches in the middle school, and they are doing some curriculum that has to do with career exploration. I do a lot of field trips. I plan a lot of field trips for our teachers, and we work on guest speakers. And anytime we can get our local businesses involved, that's
Yeah.
kind of some of the stuff that we do.
And it's really neat to see the local businesses involved. Like if you look at the Independence House that's being built at Cookeville High School, and you see all these businesses in the community that is working, they're donating. I mean, and it's not just there. It's so many different things. Lindsey, how long have you been involved with CTE?
So as a high school counselor, I was of course very tiny amount involved in CTE compared to what I am now. So we just had some knowledge of it. And then transitioned to this role in September. And it's just reinforced the importance behind it. And so learning a lot every day, obviously, since I'm just new to the role, but just really reinforcing just the importance.
So do you have a specific area that you deal with more than anything else?
Yeah, so I do work a lot in data entry.
Okay.
And so working with the teachers to make sure that the industry certifications are completed on time, and that the student is getting credit for the industry certification. And so that's the big piece of that. But also working within our work-based learning program. So I work really heavily with our work-based learning teachers, just giving them some guidance of where kids can be placed. And Rhonda and I work with students to get them placed in different areas, maybe according to what their interest is.
Right.
And so you might have a student that comes to you and they say, I'm really interested in going into communications, for example.
Matter of fact, I have one, Madden Gladding. She's great. She's
so
awesome.
Finding jobs in communications at that age is difficult. And so we do work with our industry partners in different sectors where that we can place kids in maybe internships and roles in that way.
And I would think that work-based learning is so great because they're getting experience now in high school. And then they're able to make the connections and get those relationships and then move on. And we know that, not everybody is going to go to college, right? And you have these CTE programs that it's great to prepare them. How many different programs do we have?
Well, programs of study or career clusters. We have like 16 or 17 in the state, for the state that are career cluster.
Okay. Now, what's a career cluster?
That would be, they're sort of lumped into, let's say, business would be one.
I got you.
And then advanced manufacturing.
Right.
The agriculture.
Yeah.
Those are sort of the bigger clusters. And all three of our schools have a little bit of some.
Okay.
Not everybody has all, but it's because of the populations of the schools or the amount of students they have.
Sure.
But what we learn with the work-based learning students is we automatically think it has to do with the business itself and what they're learning. As for example, if you have someone that goes to work in construction, you think they're just learning construction, but what we find is the kids in work-based learning are learning to be somewhere on time, dress appropriately, take instruction, pass a drug test, just the basics.
Yes.
They're learning that. So even with our work-based learning students, they might be working at fast food. It's still teaching them to be on time, wear the right clothing, listen to instruction. And so that's really the value, is getting them working, even if it's not in the field that they plan to go into. That helps too.
I know you coordinate the CTE banquet, and I just got my invite, by the way. And it's so great when we see all of these students come together and their supervisor, whoever was in charge of their mentors, and then they're talking about them on the screen, and you see what they've been going through, and it's a side of education that a lot of people don't see, and maybe not even know that's there. So how do you get the word out? I know the governor signed a proclamation by saying, this is CTE Month and all that, and everybody's like, oh, that's cool, but really, what does that mean? So how do you get the word? How do you let the kids know that there's more, that there's all these different types of things that they can experience and they can go into.
We just had the program study fair and
Yeah.
the CHF showcase that we worked on Tuesday night, and
Yeah.
so I feel like that was a good way not only for the parents to come in with rising ninth graders going to Cookeville High School to see what that looks like, but the teachers did a really good job of incorporating their students into those programs to showcase that.
Right.
And you can really see, this was my first time experiencing that
Okay.
at Cookeville High School, and so I, as I walked through, could just see the pride in the students
Yeah.
of what that they have taken a part in high school and something that they have found that has just been a good niche for them.
Yeah.
And so you might not see that in every student in certain subjects or certain areas, but in this is something they've worked on for 4 years.
Yeah.
And some projects that they've worked in for 4 years that they're able to showcase to people. And so being able to see the student be proud of their products or proud of what they're able to do and the skills they've learned is really, it's a breath of fresh air to be able to see that for students.
And they're career ready whenever they graduate.
Yes.
I mean, I think that's the thing that the parents want to hear and they want us to see is that my kid graduates from high school. If he doesn't go to college, he has a career that he can go into and he can start, being responsible, making money and investing in his career.
We actually have adopted a new sort of motto from another county, but you have to help me.
It's borrowed.
Employ, enlist,
Enroll.
or enroll.
Okay.
Those are our goals. And,
Yeah.
and I start telling them that in fourth grade. You have 3 options when you graduate from school.
Yeah.
And those are it.
I told my son
There's
that.
none other than that. And they're all honorable and they're
Yes.
all good livings and they're those are it though.
Yeah.
There's not another one.
There's not another.
And so those
Yeah,
we
sitting
want
in
to-
your basement playing video games is not one of
No,
those
we're not
options. It's
options.
not one of those options. No, it's not.
So we're trying to kind of get that word out, and
Yeah.
we even told parents the other night when your child, if they are taking welding classes or cosmetology classes
Yeah.
in CTE, when they graduate from high school, they will be prepared to go into a 4-year school, a
Yes.
2-year school, a trade school, the workforce,
Yeah.
or the military.
And
It's all the same.
And I think that's so great. And really, are you seeing the growth more among students? You see more students getting involved in CT programs now than they ever have?
I think so. I think it just keeps growing. She probably knows because the numbers. She
I
said
agree.
numbers.
Yeah, you're the data cruncher. You can see
Yeah,
the numbers.
so yes, definitely consistent growth
Okay.
over the past several years.
Yeah.
In that, and I think that expanding programs helps. Expanding what they do within the programs is also helpful.
Yeah.
And just I had a conversation with a parent on Tuesday night where that their child was looking at a female looking at male dominated fields of the
Yes.
program of study, and the parent just said, I don't know about it, and I just said, well, there's so many things that can be offered to
Right.
your daughter while she goes through these programs.
Yeah.
And, I think one of them was welding. And so we discussed that and, the benefits that she could receive from that. And then I think she had a structural systems construction as being another one. And so we talked about at Cookeville High School, the different projects
Yeah.
that they do there that she might be able to participate in that she wouldn't have known
Right.
would have even existed unless she would have went into the classroom and saw the product that they have. So
Listen, the project manager for the Independence House is a young lady
She is awesome.
who
Yeah.
comes and reports to the school board on a monthly basis, and she is awesome.
She is.
And that is a male-dominated
Yeah.
field, and she is taking it by storm. I mean, she is so impressive. But yes, I think that's great. Now they have choices.
Breaking down what we know as social norms
Yeah.
around those fields and
Right.
breaking down some of those barriers for students and parents where they can understand what they can actually do in that field. It's not what we think it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because they're evolving all the time. So
Now, I'm not being biased, but I do believe in my heart that Putnam County Schools has one of the best CTE programs in the state.
We think so.
And I believe that because you see the relationships with the businesses in the community. You see the success rates of the kids that come out. And, I've heard that students have come out and they've gone on in cosmetology or whatever, and they're making 6 figures doing these things, pursuing their careers that they got started here. The culinary school there, in Cookeville. I mean, all these things that, I wish they had some of these things when I was in school, especially the communications aspect, that would have been great to have gotten some work-based learning in high school.
Well, so many of our that age group, they really want to be hands-on and
Yeah.
they want to be doing and they're like working with their peers and stuff. And that's really kind of what CT. It's not more of a classroom where
Yeah.
you're just sitting and getting,
Yes.
but you are actually working. And I think that's what sells the program. And we've got some great teachers that that sell it. You know,
Yeah.
they've done it, and they want to share their craft with these young people.
All right, ladies, anything else you want to add as far as CTE goes?
No, I was going to say that we have been, people are reaching out now.
Yeah.
The workforce is changing. They call this silver tsunami, and that means that people are retiring.
Yes.
So you have all the people that are looking for
Not
new workers,
yet.
right?
Yeah.
And they want new work, and they really just want people that will show up
Yeah.
and listen and take instruction.
Absolutely.
And they're not looking for how much education you have
Right.
as much as they want somebody that wants to come to work.
Dependable and loyal.
It's really that simple.
It is.
It's not, but it is.
Yeah.
It should be.
It should be. Yeah. Lindsay, anything from you?
I mean, like I said, I'm still very new.
Yeah.
But just reinforcing again, just the importance of it and that evolving what CTE is. And like she said, it changes every year. I knew that as a counselor, but being in it now and fully in it, you can see how it changes all the time. But you're changing with the workforce and what the workforce needs. So, and again, I'll say with work-based learning and then learning some skills, there's a lot of problem solving that goes into that with us. And a lot of times we'll have students come to us in our office and they'll say, well, I want to quit this job and move to this. And we have to sit down with that student and problem solve through that.
Yeah.
How do we work with somebody else? How do we
Right.
work with people? And so they're really getting just a lot of the soft skills with us too. So
Great.
And we always want new partners.
Yeah.
We always need new
Yeah.
partners to come
Yes.
in and take work-based learning or volunteer or help us, and we'll help them.
Big question. Do you get a party because CTE is, celebrating the month? Get it like that?
The party was 2 days ago, and we spent 10 hours at school. 12, maybe. 12.
Yeah. Part of the job.
It
Part of
is,
the
it
job.
is, it is.
Lindsey VanWinkle, Rhonda Chaffin, they're CTE coaches at Cookeville High School. Thank you so much for being with us, and we're celebrating CTE all during the month of February.
thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Madden Gladding, and today I'm here with Cara Lee Gilbert, the one and only at Cookeville High School. Cara Lee is on the basketball team here at Cookeville.
Yes.
They've had an amazing season so far this year. They're 20-3. Can you just tell us a little bit about how everything's going?
Yeah, so this year, at the beginning of the year, since we lost a lot last year, a lot of people, honestly, they didn't think would be as good as we were last year. But we've actually stepped up a lot. We have 4 seniors, 3 other than me.
Yeah.
And then we have a couple underclassmen that have stepped up big time and have helped us. And we have a great connection on and off the court, so it helps us win games and have fun.
Yeah, well, and I've heard you guys are supposed to have a really good run in playoffs too,
Yes,
postseason.
we have
so
a really good chance of actually winning state this year.
yeah,
We'll see. Yeah,
that's
because a lot of
awesome.
people are down, good players, and we're pretty good.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean the games have had great turnouts all year.
Yes.
Student section's been great.
Yes.
I mean, I know Charlie was hurt for a little bit.
Yes, she's been hurt, which it took us. We had to adjust to that because I was more of the one, and other girls had to come in and know their role and spot. But she's back now, so helps us out.
Yeah. I mean, I know as far as you're playing, you've played great all season, a ton of district awards and everything, and I'm sure there's more to come, so that's awesome.
Yes.
So I know you just recently committed to Cumberland. It's a great school. Do you just want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so I've always wanted to stay close to home. I haven't wanted to go far away. I want to stay close to my family, and it's just 45 minutes. They've had a good season this year.
Okay.
The players and coaches are very nice, so I'm super excited.
Yeah, it looks like a great future.
Yes.
I mean, the school looks great. Everything looks great, and I'm sure it's probably very similar to the environment here at Cookeville.
Yes, it's not super big, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to a super huge college.
You've been at Cookeville High School for 4 years now. You've had a pretty awesome, streak going. Do you just want to tell us a little bit about what your career here has looked like?
Yeah, so my freshman year, obviously, I was new to the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I'm obviously very short, so it's hard to play against these bigger girls. But it took me a little bit to get used to high school.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But my teammates have been great,
Yeah.
and they've helped me through the way, and we have a great connection again on and off the court.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, it sounds like since I've been here, you guys have had a great run.
Yeah, we've went to state 2 out of my 3 years so far.
Yeah,
so
that's
hopefully
awesome.
we'll make it 3 out of 4.
And then hopefully you carry that on to Cumberland.
Yes,
of course.
for sure.
I mean, your teammates, I know, 3 out of the 4 of you guys have committed to colleges so far?
Tanaya, doesn't want to play in
Okay,
college,
yeah.
but if she wanted to, she could.
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course. You guys have a pretty busy schedule ahead of you, so how are you looking for your high school career to end here?
Definitely bringing home a gold ball.
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Definitely making it to the state tournament. I know we can make it,
Yeah,
and I know we can win it this
Yeah,
year. So
yeah.
definitely bringing home a gold ball to Cookeville.
that
to
would
make
be
history.
awesome.
Yes, that would.
Would it be first time in history
Yes,
for the
first
girls?
time,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I think if it was any team, this would be the team
Yeah,
to do
for
it.
sure. I'm excited.
Well, I mean, that is all I have for today. I'm looking forward to watching you guys play tonight and Friday, and then continuing into playoffs. Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
And that's going to do it for the PCS Connection this week. Be sure to check out our social media pages, Facebook and Instagram. And hey, if you want to check out any of the other episodes of the PCSS Connection, you can always check them out on our YouTube channel. God bless everybody. Have a great week.